Esto me lo tienes que arrancar la mano.
Exacto. No, no. Corta. Good. Left uppercut. Good, again. And then right after, fast.
La izquierda en su lugar otra vez.
Right now we'll take pictures as well.
What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. A lot of people reached out to me, wanted me to touch on the subject, so here's what I know, and I want to give you guys the rundown. There's a lot of people don't go on Instagram, Twitter, and stuff like that, so they're not familiar with what's going on. But if you are on Instagram, follow me on Instagram at Boxingego. Now, the situation is this. Legendary Mexican fighter Julio Cesar Chavez Sr., he spoke to ESPN Deportes, and he basically had some shocking things to say. Not shocking if you followed Chavez Jr., his son's career, but shocking because I guess we didn't expect him to see it. Now, from what I heard, late April is the targeted date for Chavez Jr. versus WBC champion TMT fighter Badou Jack. So he's supposed to be training for that fight. And Chavez Sr. did an interview with ESPN Deportes, and I'm gonna paraphrase, give you some quotes from it, but you guys can research it to read the full excerpt. But basically what Chavez Sr. said was this: as I said in the program, I don't agree with how my son does things. He counts on my support. I am his father, but it's my obligation to tell him that things that I consider are bad for him. This career is very tough, and if you don't put forth the effort, you can leave your life in the ring. And that's something that, of course, I don't want to happen, and I don't like when they hurt him in the ring. But this is how this career is. It's blow after blow, and if you're not prepared, this isn't for you. My son says that he is a grown man of 30 years, and he has reason. But if he thinks doing the things his way is going to work, go ahead. I wish him the best of luck, and may God bless him. He knows he has his father, and that I will always be there for my children, and if he ever needs advice or needs anything, he knows I will always be there to support him. The only thing I ask is discipline. And he goes on to say some other things in that interview. He's basically saying he wants his son to be more disciplined because he knows firsthand how brutal this sport is. I mean, he's been in there with Pernell Whitaker, Oscar De La Hoya's, Meldrick Taylor's in his prime. He's been in there with those types of fighters. So he knows firsthand, he's a legend, you know what I mean? And he even said he wants his son to retire and not fight. So kind of shocking. And he's basically just saying he's training his way, and that's not going to work. It's not going to cut it. And from what I heard after this, Julio Cesar Chavez is supposed to be in Big Bear training with Ricky Funes. Shout out to Tengoose and Boxing Gym, and then his trainer Robert Garcia. So RGBA Boxing Gym. And there was rumors that he actually left camp, like he was just steamed or pissed off and he left camp. But they went on, Robert Garcia and I believe Tengoose, Ricky Funes, shout out to them. They put on the social media that he is still training, but there was rumors that he left. I don't know what this does. I heard Chavez Sr. left the camp. I don't really know. My 2 cents, because that's all I know. My 2 cents is this. His dad's right. I love and respect his dad, one of my favorite all-time greats. He knows the game, you know what I mean? He left it all in the ring. Bottom line, he's fought, even when he was past it, he's fighting the guys like Costa Zoo and fighting guys like Hector Macho Camacho. He's a legend, you know what I mean? Puro legend. But he's absolutely right. And it sucks because I have high hopes for Chavez Jr. Like at first I was like, who is this? But I see a level of, like, given the fact that doesn't have an amateur background, kind of like Canelo, I see a level of talent if he would tap into it. I'm not saying he's the world beater or he's unstoppable and beats everybody, but given his background, I think based on his size, his combinations and his body work, his inside fight game and his chin, things like that, he could be a force. You've seen him hurt Sergio Martinez. Martinez is a guy who started late, but very tricky, very crafty, was outboxing for 11 rounds, and he had that epic 12th round. So I see a bit of potential. But boxing is all in the mind. You got to get guys like Victor Ortiz. tons of potential. Zab Judah, in my opinion, would nearly be unstoppable. Guys like Victor Ortiz and Zab Judah, I think they would be very hard to beat per division in their prime if they had the strongest mindset. It's so frustrating to see fighters that have mental lapses and stuff in the fight game, and I think that's what's worrying Chavez Sr. And he advised Chavez Jr. not to fight from Farah. He did it anyway, and then he got stopped. It's just not a good look. And judging from the training, the recent trainings, you're fighting for a WBC title, which arguably you cut people in line based on your father's name, and you're cutting people in line who are probably more deserving, like a unification with James DeGale. He's clearly more deserving. He beat Lucien Bute, beat Andre Durrell, an undefeated fighter, right? He has a UK fan base. And you're skipping over those people like that, or even the George Groves of the world who just been in tough fights with Carl Froch and Badu Jack and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I'm sure he wants to get a rematch. He just fought Badu Jack. But what I'm saying is, like, there's guys in the division who have just slow but steady paved the way, but they may not have the Chavez name or a namesake like you, and you don't want to squander it. Because to me, in the footage, he looks big. He don't look like he's super middle. He looks cruiser to heavyweight to me. He looks huge. I know he's pretty tall, but he looks massive. And if you're trying to fight this summer, I mean, I agree with your dad. You got to be disciplined, because that cutting 30, 40 pounds and all that, that's for the birds. Nobody's trying to lose that and then still be functional. You already had to quit and stop in the from far fight. So just a shame, man. I got to a point where I was like, I was kind of uncertain of Chavez. Then after like Andy Lee performances, and even the Andy Lee, that was his best performance for me. He had a DUI in that training camp. You know what I mean? I think he was in Miami or something, had a DUI. Just little dumb mistakes like that. You fought Sergio Martinez, the biggest fight of your career at the time. You get busted for having marijuana in your system. Now, I live in California. Marijuana, I don't think that helps you. I don't think it's a performance-enhancing drug. I don't think it'll enhance your drug. But you know the rules. You know what I'm saying? In a high-profile fight, the biggest fight, you had an HBO face-off. It was an HBO pay-per-view. You're going to fail a drug test. It's just dumb decisions like that. I agree with his father 100%. I support his father. And this is the type of game, if you're not going to be disciplined, get out. Because people in the game who are hungry, who don't have the name, like, you know what I mean, the Reyes, your last opponent, whatever, they want what you have. And they'll put you out. If you don't want to get out the game, they'll put you out the game. And the weight thing is a huge issue. Like, you don't even know what weight division you're going to fight in. So, Chavez Jr. follows me on social media. Maybe he'll get this together. Maybe he'll see this video, but you got to be disciplined. That's all I'm going to say. Drop in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. What's next for Chavez Jr.? Is he going to continue with the Badu Jack fight? Can he beat Badu Jack? Drop it in the comment section. Hit the subscribe button, the like button. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video, it's Ego signing off. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button. And you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.